Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. How do? It's been a very, very long time. Too long, in my honest opinion. Um, Although, to be quite honest with you here, we might not be able to get some actual severe weather live coverage for maybe a good while, because right now, weather is kind of pretty poor. Either that or my timing is really off because number one, couldn't take off on Monday, so I couldn't do anything. But whenever I do, whenever I am able to come on YouTube, I kind of just I guess I get unlucky. It's, weather is kind of like gambling. If you mess up, you kind of get the short end of the stick. And that's the unfortunate thing. But what's up, everyone? Yep, my name is now Nate Snyder. N8 Snyder. Decided to make that change mainly because I felt like I kind of outgrown my old username a bit. I didn't really play hockey a whole lot, and I've had it since I was, 11? Something like that. So I was just like, meh. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys saying that you miss me and all. It's very nice of you. I appreciate it. Let's just take a look at the general radar right now. We're not going to see a whole lot. If we were going to see anything, we were going to see stuff later tonight. Today is a bust. Yes, 100% agree. I actually had this entire, 5 paragraphs set up in the community tab. I was going to send it as a community post. But I was like, you know what? I haven't streamed in a while. And let's just start talking about, this storm as well as future storms. Whatever comes into my mind, boom, just blur it out. So, where have I been for the past month? I've been working. I've gotten a job at Whitetail. I'm taking a break Whitetail's a ski resort, but I'm taking a break from college this semester, mainly because I'm not paying 10 grand to have classes online. It's just, if I'm going there, I better get the whole experience. So, I'm working 6 days a week at a ski resort, and it's not too bad. But it's a bit of labor. So, it is what it is, honestly. We'll figure it out later as to what I can do after the ski season starts. But I gotta say, if I'm getting a job to pair with in the spring, I'm not gonna work a whole lot. I'm gonna be doing this, especially since severe weather. It's gonna happen. Trust me. There's gonna be a lot of it this year. March, April, definitely May, because we all remember how bad that was last year. So we're gonna fix that. Or we're going to at least prepare for that. And yeah, we're going to reclaim our title as the best severe weather coverage live streaming service on YouTube. So you take a look at the stream, take a look at the screen here. There is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Later on tonight, I'd expect there to be more of an impact in regards to severe weather, especially along the coast. But even then, there's going to be some storms that will fire off outside of the actual mainland US. So, kind of took an L this time with severe weather coverage. So it's not really going to be severe weather coverage. It's going to be just general weather coverage. We're going to take a look at what more people can get and other stuff. Go another live stream. Okay, cool one. Cool. But we're gonna take a look at some of the things that people could still be getting from Viola, whatever the weather channel is called this. But, we'll take a look and see what snow totals. I don't like Kuchera all too much. I like the 10-1 for this mainly. And we're using the NAM 3K for whatever reason. We gotta go to the 12K because the 3K is kind of a little messed up when it comes to snow. So we'll take a look and see. Northeast, we don't get a whole lot of snow left. There's literally none. Special marine warning in Hawaii. Yeah, that's our only severe weather. But like, there isn't really a whole lot more to expect from this. Freezing rain, there is still some. Plethora amounts going in from the Richmond area. Here, let me make it closer for you guys so you can all see what all to expect here. So here's some of the totals. It's Southern Virginia. You guys could still see 1/4 of an inch of ice itself, freezing rain. And by the way, a lot of you guys, I have a feeling, you know, basically, you think about freezing rain and you think, okay, it's rain that either comes down as ice or it comes down as rain and then it freezes at the bottom. And you're correct, but, you know, when you typically think about rain, you think about downpours and you think about, you know, those severe weather days where you just can look out the window and you see the rain itself, right? Well, I learned the hard way that, yeah, Bluis Brione, I remember you. Mainly because Pokemon. But when it comes to freezing rain, it's not exactly what you think it is. It's kind of like this mist that turns into ice. If you get what I mean. Like, imagine it being foggy and the condensation from the fog reaches to the ground, into the walls, into your house and cars and all that, and it turns into ice. That is exactly what freezing rain is, and that is extremely common in those instances. So just got to keep in mind that that is exactly what you can expect if you are getting freezing rain in these areas. How's college going? I'm taking the semester off mainly because I'm not paying 10 grand to have online classes. So we'll pick back up next semester. But that's definitely the best move in my opinion. Get a job, get some labor, stuff like that. Spring we'll be able to stream all sorts and stuff like that. So it's pretty good to say the least. Sleet amounts. This is another thing. You guys could be able to get some sleet north of the areas to where you can get freezing rain. So sleet is exactly what you think it is. It's just basically these frozen pellets falling down. It's exactly what you think it is, actually. So nothing different from there, but it's just an interesting revelation is that, you know, freezing rain, it's not exactly what you think in regards to, like, it is a typical downpour. You think it's a typical downpour that just comes down to the ground and then all of a sudden it freezes. It's not like a downpour at all. It's kind of like this mist, and the mist turns into ice, yeah, as it continues to collect and collect. So just keep that in mind if you ever are forecasted for any sorts of freezing rain. That is what you can expect. Is it snowing at my house? Yes, it is. It is snowing at my house. Well, not currently, but it was. That's still interesting. Sarah Roethlisberger, what's up? Is it sleet or like micro hail? It's like sleet. Sleet is basically micro hail, but it's like a softer micro hail. It's like, yeah. It's not as hard. I'll say that much. But yeah, possible tornado in Pier Park at Panama City, Florida. Baseball fields, damaging winds, tornadoes. Yeah, see, that's the thing. There could be also some instances to where these bands can come on land and just basically, you know, churn off with the water spouts that it had. But for right now, I don't think we're gonna get anything major from severe weather. So that's the good news. What do you think on severe weather this year? It's gonna be a whole lot better than last year. I'll tell you that. April, it's not going to be as active as last year's April. I hope it's not. I haven't really looked at the long range models all too much, but I don't believe that we're going to get as active in April as we had. May, we're going to get a lot more active. Last year, I'm pretty sure it's just an anomaly. We're going to have some pretty active days in May where it's not capped, and we'll actually get some nice crossovers with wind shear, and instead of it being a bunch of squall lines and wind gusts across the board, it's still bleh. Why am I ignoring your messages? I said that I remembered you, so I'm on the same topic anyway, so it's fine. It's fine. But anyways, let's get on to future forecasting, just events in general, because there's a lot of these current weather channels on YouTube. They're either looking at like 2 or 3 days ahead, or they're looking at today, and either or is kind of either not my style, you know, like, and what I mean by that is if they're looking at today, they're forecasting today, they're not analyzing today. So we're going to be looking at future events and seeing how that will all transpire. So I'll go through the thought process of what I do when I try and forecast and how that all goes. So you can see right now, let me get my epic pen for you all just real quickly. Epic pen, please. Where did it? I don't know where it went. It says I have it. There it is. Sheesh. Update available. I'm gonna ignore that for now. You can see this giant trough that just dips straight in. Jeez, my pen is so small. There we go. So giant trough, massive dip in the jet stream, low pressure that kind of just sits in here. There's another one, another trough right here. So it's just gonna kind of move on through, and you'll see that within the next few frames that it just kind of chills out. But then we have another trough here, smaller one, doesn't seem to be all too aggressive. Just by looking at how this looks, you can see how there's a lot of strong wind shear right here. And what that typically tells me is that when the trough kind of dips around, it's kind of like a road to follow. So, you know, the car travels along the road, it curls around, and then it gradually moves up again. So, in the same sense of the mood, you'll see this, the stronger amounts of wind shear kind of take that same curl, and it'll just follow up along through. So you'll see here within the next few frames that the wind shear gets stronger, and then it spreads out. So this right here is actually something to watch, whether it's snow or it's some sort of severe weather down south. I don't see any severe weather down south because I don't see any blips within any of the colors, but there could be some sort of snow to watch out for in this area. It's a pretty broad area, but I'd just say like probably the Ohio River Valley, maybe getting further into the northern parts of the deep south. So did I see Damascus, Georgia got a tornado? Yeah, I did. I was actually at work when that happened, and I was just like, ugh, it looks so bad on radar. I feel for everyone who lives there. But yeah, it's just, it'll push on through, and you can kind of see how it just leaves the picture. Now this right here, just by looking at it at first glance, this is another trough here. But it'll kind of just push on through. So you might see a little bit of a dip, but just by me looking at it first glance without seeing the whole picture, it'll just kind of like push straight through. And that's exactly what it did. But this instance right here, this is what I was actually looking at before, and some other people pointed this out to me too. This span right here actually has the opportunity to produce some severe weather. And hear me out. Okay, hear me out. Sure, it's pretty cold, you know, in these areas. It's going to be cold. To be honest, if you lived up in the northern plains, you knew exactly what you were getting the day you moved there. So, there's no room for complaining. But sure, it's going to be cold up there. But you're going to have this warm front, this warm sector that'll bring in some moisture. Maybe even bring moisture further up north if it actually gets strong enough. If you have a low that actually just pulls up so much moisture, you could get a nice cold front that'll push through Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and possibly just, create an instance of severe weather. Like, look, you can already see these little circles here. These aren't anomalies. Those are some actual storms that just pop up and push on through. So, there is a chance for something to happen. But because it is, relatively far out, we're looking at hour 159 here. This could easily change. Now, it's the GFS, so it doesn't happen a whole lot, but it could easily change. So that's something to keep in mind with that. And you can even see the shear even intensifies, and you can see even more severe weather down south, especially over the areas that do not want to see any more of it. So that's something to keep in mind with all of that. And then as we get to the end of this run of the GFS, you can also see here that there's another low pressure that's going to try and dip down. And that could give an instance to where there could be some snow in the Midwest, and there could also be some severe weather down south as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Name is Daniel Jones. Yes, Morgan, your name is Daniel Jones. You wanna go, bro? Yeah, speaking of which, you guys who actually are watching right now, I'm reviving my Twitch channel. So if I'm not streaming severe weather and I'm actually alive and at my house and not working, there is a good chance that when I play video games, I will stream it on Twitch. Now keep in mind, there will be some profanity. That is where my character will thrive. So if you don't like profanity, you don't like me cursing all over the floor like a sailor, you don't have to go over and watch me. But I'll be playing video games, I'll be reacting to YouTube videos, and I will be also talking about weather whenever I get the chance on there. But every now and then, I will most likely be on Twitch. Hopefully it'll be a daily thing, but otherwise, the weather content will stay on YouTube for sure, 100%. But if you want to go there, it's easy enough. All you have to go to is do twitch.tv/hockeyboy8. And what you will find there is you will find my channel. I have not changed a whole lot from it, but you might as well just go take a look and see. We had a bunch of stuff across the board that is available to you, such as my recent broadcast. You can watch Morgan and I playing Storm Chasers, as well as me laughing at myself while playing Fortnite. I'm decent at Fortnite, but meh, it is what it is. And then there's other games that I'll play every now and then. If you guys recommend games as well, I'll definitely play that. And whenever Outbreak comes out, which I believe is in the March to April time frame, you can bet your buns that I'm going to be playing that on Twitch as well. And maybe on YouTube as well. I might stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time for that, mainly because it is weather related. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But head over to twitch.tv/hockeyboy8. Give me a follow. You don't have to subscribe or stuff like that. You don't have to donate, because you know me, I really don't care. And you could put your money somewhere else besides investing in me. So head on over, and that would be nice too. So yeah, let's I kind of want to go to the 12Z run of the GFS here, and I want to see what happens after hour 156, mainly because I'm really curious as to what this low pressure does when it passes on through. So this is the low pressure that we saw before, except what happened was the wind shear was actually a lot more intense. A lot more intense. And so you can see all these little holes within the green, not the greens, Jesus, I'm colorblind. Reds and purples, that's all storms that have formed within there. So that's something to keep in mind on the 25th, 24th and 25th, I should say. But definitely something to keep in mind. You could also get some snow in the Midwest. So 24th, 25th, 26th. That is indeed a interesting time frame to be a weather watcher, especially since you can get the whole shebang as if we didn't already get it this past couple of days. And then let's move into the couple more as my parents start shouting at each other downstairs. That's fun. Massive dip in the trough here. It doesn't dip all the way down to Mexico, but look at how wide it is. It spans 3 states. So that's pretty insane to say the least, but that also tells me that it'll bring warmer temperatures down to the south. You guys will finally get above freezing for once towards the later in the month of February. So that's good news, because I know you guys are not used to all the ice and snow that y'all have been getting. So good for you all. Good for you all. And I'm glad you guys have taken it, relatively well. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, even though Texas is kind of on fire at the moment. But with all the ice and car wrecks and crap. But you can take a look at this giant dip in the trough, and you can see. Look at this. This is a really interesting situation here, especially as it approaches the mid-Atlantic. There might even be a chance for severe weather in the Ohio River Valley. Nah, probably not. If it were to happen, it'd be the deep south again, but otherwise, towards the end of the month should be above freezing temperatures for the deep south, so that'll be good. Now we might as well take a look at just temperatures and see if we can figure out which areas will be snow, which areas will be severe weather. So at the moment, you can see northern parts of the country is negatives, which is unfortunate, but still. Nashville, Tennessee here got 3 to 4 inches of sleet and some snow, and the second system dumped 3 to 6 inches of snow, and this afternoon the storm straightened out. One more decent snow band, maybe adding 1 inch. Yeah, here's the thing with all that. That's actually, before we head into temperatures for the future, let's take a look at the satellite imagery. And what this is going to try and tell me is it's going to tell me what happened. The storms, kind of just straight up died, didn't it? You didn't really expect, well, they were calling for a whole lot of wintry precipitation, and you didn't get it. And so, what do you want? That's an assault charge. I'm just kidding. I'll talk to you later. Anyways, you see this satellite imagery? See how it's kind of, you have these darker grays across the board here? That's a bit of dry air that's kind of seeping into the, seeping in behind the line here. And you can see with all these bright greens and oranges, a lot of these areas are creating decent amounts of precip. But, this event, mainly for snow and ice, is kind of over. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, much of Massachusetts, down into Virginia. If you're from Richmond, well, not really Richmond, but if you're like Fredericksburg and west, it's over for you guys. You guys might get some bans every now and then, but it's really kind of over. So, yeah, good for you all, but at the same token, didn't really get a whole lot to begin with. Anyways, so it just, the event kind of collapsed on itself mainly because of the dry air seeping in behind the actual line of storms, and it kind of just diminished all the precip. So if you thought you were getting more snow, if you thought you were getting you know, if you thought you were getting severe weather in general, nope, it kind of just killed that. So I mean, it's not exactly the worst thing to happen because this is best case scenario for everyone. We don't really want more precip, but if some of you were let down because you didn't get enough snow or sleet or freezing rain, there's your answer. So pretty interesting. Dabbing in 2021, understandable. Have a nice day. Yeah, I guess so. Guess that was my little brother in the background, but my parents don't know how to knock, honestly, even though it's their house. Respect. So let's move on through and let's try and find this 25th here. And you can see, according to the GFS, look at this. Temps get up in the 60s around Houston and New Orleans. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. And look at this. Now, Florida, we already know, is hot as all get out, but, you know, 80s at around that time of year, especially with what's been happening lately. You know, 70s and, like, Baton Rouge and all that, it ramps up towards the end, and that might actually be a pretty interesting cold front to watch, especially as that passes through. So something to keep in mind. 25th, 26th, 27th, the opportunity for snow still is there. As a matter of fact, I'll go over to the precip and we'll be able to see. Actually, stuff is forming in West Virginia. That's some of the extra bands, but that's kind of like from the back end. So yeah, you can take a look and see. I'm not sure if you can hear that, chat, but that's my fire alarm. That's my fire alarm.
Mute the stream.
What did he say, chat? I don't know what he said. I don't think I care, but anyways. I can't fix this, chat. This is something that I actually can't fix. There we go. But anyways, back to our regularly scheduled program. He said end the stream. Oh, well, that's nice. I love my little brother. But yeah, you can see how you can get some snow in the southern Appalachians in North Carolina and Virginia and stuff like that. Meanwhile, you get severe weather in places like Georgia, South Carolina, down into Florida. So, now, really interesting to say the least. Really interesting. Yeah, to everyone who thought that was something in their house, terribly sorry. I can actually smell the smoke of what all was happening downstairs, so that's nice and all. But, you know, that it is what it is. So yeah, just to basically go over the future forecasts for severe weather in general. The 22nd might be something interesting, but it's kind of pretty bleh. the 24th, 25th, and 26th could be an interesting day for people in the Appalachians in the Deep South. Maybe into the Ohio River Valley, you guys could get something. Midwest, you guys seem to be spared, besides cold temperatures, but you guys are kind of used to that at this point. And geesh, that is a... Take this with a grain of salt, chat. That just kind of looks... That's pretty insane in itself. So... wait a second. 26th. Guys, I could storm chase it. I think. No, I can't. Crap. It's in February, and I'm talking about March. Yeah, I'm going to be in Florida towards the mid to end part of March. And if I get the opportunity to chase, I'm doing it. So, and I'm gonna. But yeah, and if you guys haven't seen me chase before, go ahead and look back at some of my the last 2 streams that I did. I chased Isaias, Tropical Storm Isaias. I didn't chase it when it was a hurricane. Although if we do get any hurricanes that go up the coast, I'm gonna plant myself somewhere here, and I'm going to, yeah, fight it off. And then of course the severe weather day that happened in the Mid-Atlantic. So yeah. Let's go back over to Viola and talk about what more people can get. As I said, there isn't really much that you guys can get still. There is actually... Is that what, a special marine warning? That's for Hawaii. Okay, that makes sense. But the current live severe weather aspect of it is pretty much dead. Although if there were to be any severe weather, in my opinion, it would be somewhere in here. You can actually already see some cells that pop up along the coast right here. So south of Jacksonville Beach, north of St. Augustine, there actually is some popcorn cells that are initiating along the coast. So that's something to keep in mind. If they do pick up severe capabilities, then they might be able to cause a little bit of some gusty winds across the board. But it does seem to be relatively mild at this time. Same thing with the line of storms moving through Perry, Madison, up into Georgia, like Lakeland and Baxley. So, you know, the severe weather aspect of it is pretty much out the window. That's the good news here. And the other good part of good news here is that the majority of the event in regards to the ice, snow, and sleet, if you live from like Fredericksburg, Virginia, and west into like Roanoke, up into the majority of West Virginia, even though there's some squalls of snow every now and then, as well as Pennsylvania, northern parts of Jersey into New York, Connecticut, much of Massachusetts, it's pretty much done for you guys. So that's the good news. But the bad news is that the areas that are still in it are still getting those conditions like freezing rain into parts of Delaware, down into Virginia, and maybe into the Ocean City, Maryland areas, as well as the Cape Cod and the furthest eastern parts of Long Island. So just a little bit longer, you guys, if you live over in those areas. But it's pretty much all said and done with. I do want to real quickly go up into Virginia, and I want to see what all people are experiencing. You can see here on the weather stations all these little sticks and dots across the board here. This tells me specific conditions within an area. So from right here, I can see that the temperature is 32 degrees and the dew point is 32 degrees, and it's overcast, and there's not really a lot of rain or freezing rain. So yeah, there's little areas of rain and crap like that, but it's still there. I'm going to Charleston's radar real quickly just to see if there's any snow squalls. that, you know, could pop up. Definitely the opportunity to do so, but got a notification from Morgan's video. Yeah, I don't know what Morgan posted, but Morgan does what he wants. True facts. So yeah, there's even some stuff here in West Virginia. Not really too strong. It's strong over areas where there's mountains, but in some other areas there aren't really a whole lot to speak of. So that's the good news there. And you know, you can take a look and see across the board that temperatures are into like the 20s in Ohio. Maybe some in the low 20s, especially as you get into Michigan and all that. So something to keep in mind. Seismic activity. Oh, it's an earthquake video. Yeah, there is something that is starting to brew for the U.S. As well as Europe. Dutchinson's actually has a good video on it. I'm not that big of a an expert in earthquakes and crap like that, but he actually did. His content's actually pretty good, pretty cool. New channel name, yep. Decided to roll with this rather than the Hockey Boy Innate, mainly because I felt like I was growing old of it, just outgrowing it a bit. Nothing wrong with change. It's not a big change, at least in my opinion. So, am I feeling okay? Yeah, I'm alright, for the most part. I'll probably, after this stream, I'll eat dinner, and then go stream on Twitch. I look sick. It's probably because my face has been glued like this for the majority of my life for the past... Well, not really the majority of my life. I can't say that if it's just been the past month. I mean, seriously, what the... I mean, it is what it is, but... Oh well, let's take a look back at the, let's take a look back at the models here. Puffball64, what's up? Welcome to the stream. So... Let's take a look at the CFS. No, I'm sorry. Let's not look at the CFS. CFS is kind of the Doomcast model. Let's take a look at the Euro model. The Euro model is going to also determine as to whether or not there's anything that happens. I look different. It's probably because I don't have my beard. I shaved it off. On the 25th. Yeah, I know it's you, John. I know. But let's take a look at what happens on the 25th. And according to the Euro, a low pressure system does move through here. And on the 26th, you can see the line of storms as well as some ice in the Appalachians. So the Euro and the GFS, for once in a lifetime, actually agree that there could be a low pressure system that could torment the Ohio River Valley, the Southern Appalachians, and the Deep South. Something to keep in mind. That also means as well that what I said before as to how the end of February, the Deep South was also going to get temperatures above freezing. Both those models that mainly everyone uses agrees with me. So if you live down towards the coast, especially in Texas and in Louisiana, as well as Mississippi, maybe even Arkansas, your temperatures are going to be above freezing for once. Now, it's not going to be back to its normal selves, like 60s and 70s, although you definitely could. You'll most likely see, you know, these 50s temperatures, maybe 60s if you get close to the coast. Sorry if you guys are seeing that whiteboard, by the way. Just pretty fidgety with my stuffs lately. But you can see how the temperatures start to rise more and more, and actually, once you, for Texas exclusively, you get 70s, and then if you live along the coast, say, maybe for New Orleans down into Lake Charles, you guys can crack 70. But, you know, it does seem as if there will be some severe weather that could torment the Deep South around the 25th and to the 26th, according to both the Euro and the GFS. Bailey, what's up, by the way? After you're done streaming, shoot me a text. I'd like to hang out with me. I gotta eat dinner after this, and then after that, I'll be streaming on Twitch. But yeah, maybe in a bit. Maybe after dinner, before I stream, or maybe during I stream. Who knows? As I said, TTV HockeyBoy8 or twitch.tv/HockeyBoy8. Go give me a follow. I actually, honestly, want to try and get to 1,000 follows on Twitch, so that way I can brag that I have both a YouTube channel and a Twitch that has over 1,000 followers. I don't know. I just think that would kind of be insane. But go hit me up over there. That'd be nice and all. But yeah, that's definitely something to look out for, and I most likely will try and take off those days for work so that I can stream this event. If it looks good enough. That's the key word. It's gotta look good. So, I want to take a look at the GFS and see if it's fixed its aneurysm around that time. And let's take a look at the temperatures. So, around that time, the GFS actually says that it'll be the upper 60s, and some areas won't even crack 70. So that's something to keep in mind too. Now, I will admit, the GFS is cold bias. So I'm positive that the temperatures will be higher than what it says. But, you know, still keep in mind that the GFS itself even says that there's a strong cold front that just marches through the 25th and 26th. Hell, maybe even the 24th as well. So, 5% tornado risk. Yeah, no, dead. Straight up dead. So, that was pretty bad. Let's get into some forecasts and some questions and read some of what you all say in chat. Check Nicole's, Georgia. Yeah, of course. Give me a second. All right, Nicole's, Georgia. Let's take a look and see where you reside. Okay, so you're kind of... Oh, you're down there. All right. So, at the moment for live weather, live severe weather, you guys kind of are just vibing, I believe. So Nicole's would be somewhere around here. There is some storm. The radar is loading, so I can't exactly tell you what the storm looks like, but it does seem to be there does seem to be a storm around there. Maybe some wind gusts, but it doesn't seem to be all too severe. So you should be good in that department. Someone just rang me on the phone, bruh. If my GR2 analyst could actually load, that would be amazing. Honestly. Look at the shape. Yeah, it does look pretty weird. I'm not gonna lie. There we go. Alright, so here's the rainstorm moving through. I don't see any rotation on it. Although there are... You could get a bunch of wind gusts. Jesus. Scared the crap out of me. Someone's following me on Twitch. Ryan the Meteorologist 123. Thank you for the follow, my dude. Appreciate it. Go follow my Twitch. Go follow my Twitch. Anyways. ZDR, there could be some instances to where there actually are some downpours, but probably not anywhere near Nicole's, maybe more towards West Green and Douglas. So that's the good news. It actually looks like you guys had your downpours and it's kind of just moving out. So yeah, Nicole's is fine in my opinion. Yeah, West Green just went up. So they're definitely going to have a nice little downpour around there. Let's see. I have a feeling my parents are going to yell at me. Even though this is, I swear to you, this is my first break I've had in a while. Prospect Mar, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Let's go. We're getting more followers. Yes. All we can do. I lost my thought process. Jeesh. More followers! Siler underscore 201. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Give me more. Anyways, yeah, it does seem to be kind of dying out a bit. So I have a feeling my parents are gonna yell at me if I don't go downstairs and eat dinner with them. So I'll tell you guys what. At 7:15 Eastern on Twitch, I shall stream. It probably will be Fortnite because I want to get at least one win. At least one win. Yesterday, I got plagued because I was just playing like an idiot. I was being utterly garbage, but then I fixed my controller a bit, fixed the settings a little bit. I made it a bit more so that I can actually aim. And I have a controller too, so I'm not saying that I suck with aim assist, but like my controller, I made it super fast so that I could try and build and crap, but so yeah, 7:15 I will stream on Twitch, so be there if you want to have a good time. Watch me yell at things. Fork knife. Watch me play fork knife. So, yeah. Bray's going to play with me. Holy crap. I was more thinking about solos, but Bray's gonna help, and so we're gonna play duos. Let's go, baby. We'll get Bray in here. Hell, Morgan can join, possibly. Maybe. Possibly. Then we might play Storm Chasers later tonight as well. Alright. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little update stream. It's not exactly, you know, in the best conditions, not exactly with a whole lot of activity. But to all of you who came out, decided to say hi, appreciate you all who stayed loyal, especially since I haven't really done a whole lot over winter. So for the people who haven't forgotten my name, I appreciate you all. And I am promising you that when severe weather gets back, your #1 severe weather analyst will be. So that's gonna be it for me, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, share the stream saying that the king is back. Go follow on Twitch. Follow on Twitch. Look at that. Look at it. Morgan is a donut too. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. What the at this point, it's just anyways, I will see you guys on Twitch, but for YouTube, I'll see you all on the next stream. Peace out, people. We went live for 50 minutes.